There's a movement going on right now, maybe you heard about it, but people are sick and tired of paying taxes to support other countries, foreign wars, and things they never voted for and do not even want to be involved in. All while problems here in America just keep getting worse. Aging infrastructure, homelessness, underfunded social programs, inflation, crime, cities deteriorating, people struggling to afford groceries, insurance, rent, you name it. And yet somehow there's always money for another war. There's always money for another foreign aid package or another $1 billion going overseas. I mean, eventually people start asking themselves, what exactly are we paying taxes for anyway? Some of this anger is aimed directly at the Trump administration, especially now with the war with Iran, because a lot of people thought Trump was supposed to be the anti-war president. America first, remember? And then you have people like Ed Hedeman from this Fortune article I read. He says he hasn't paid taxes since 1970 because he doesn't want to be complicit in funding wars or killing people. He calls himself a war tax protester. And honestly, whether you agree with him or not, I mean, can you really blame the guy? There are more people like him now too. People who are saying they're done funding wars, done supporting foreign countries financially, done paying into a system they feel no longer works for them. And whether that's right or wrong, it tells you something very important. People are losing faith. If the government can print money, why do taxes even exist? Now let's add another part to the story. Think about this. If the US government can already print as much money as it wants via the Federal Reserve, and they do that, trillions of dollars here, COVID stimulus there, bank bailouts, wars, they can literally create money out of thin air. So you have to ask yourself, if they can already print unlimited money, why do we even need to pay taxes? Seriously, think about it. Income taxes didn't even become permanent until 1913 with the 16th Amendment, and to some, that was even debatable. And also, that just so happens to be the exact same year as the creation of the Federal Reserve. The so-called Federal Reserve Bank, the private bank owned by member banks, but federal in name only, allegedly. So if they can print unlimited money, why are they still squeezing every last dollar out of ordinary people? Why are they taxing your paycheck for social programs you probably won't ever benefit much from? Why are they taxing your home every single year while there's no taxable event? Why are they taxing your investments, your retirement, your small business, your social security, your garage sale? I mean, where does it end? Are taxes really about funding the government, or is it about something else, like control? Keeping people dependent on the system, making sure ordinary people stay trapped while billionaires, big corporations, and politicians somehow always seem to find a loophole. Because let's be honest, for the average American, it feels like the harder you work, the more they take, and the less you get back. Why people feel the system is unfair. And I think this is where a lot of people start feeling like the game is rigged, because in every area of your life, you just can't avoid taxes. Meanwhile, the wealthy, they seem to play by a completely different set of rules. They borrow against stock instead of selling it. They use losses to offset gains. They defer taxes, and they hire fancy lawyers and accountants. They put assets into trusts and LLCs and create foundations. And big corporations do the same thing. Some of them pay little or nothing in taxes certain years. Meanwhile, if the average person forgets to report a $600 1099 form, they get a threatening letter from the IRS. I mean, come on. People are working 2 jobs just to make ends meet, driving Uber on the weekends, selling stuff on eBay, doing DoorDash, just trying to survive. And now even that is being watched more closely. 1099K forms, everything tracked, reported, and taxed, while trillions of dollars are being added to the national debt like it's no big deal. The national debt just keeps going up, and nobody in Washington seems to be overly concerned. The danger of losing trust. And maybe that's the real danger here. It's not just that people are angry or that they're losing faith in the system. It's when they start thinking the system might be rigged against them. They'll stop wanting to play by the rules too. And once that happens, it's hard to reverse. I mean, I've seen it myself as a tax professional. People are getting more aggressive with tax deductions, wanting to write off personal expenses, trying not to report all their income, not reporting cash, pushing the line because they think they're paying enough in taxes already and that the IRS is stretched too thin to even notice. What's the bigger picture? Because this isn't really just about taxes. It's about trust. Trust in the government. Trust in the dollar. Trust in how your tax dollars are being used. Trust that if you work hard, follow the rules, and do everything you're supposed to do, you'll eventually get ahead, right? At least that's the way it's supposed to work. For a lot of Americans right now, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like the harder you work, the more you fall behind. You're working longer hours, taking second jobs, driving for Uber, selling things online, using credit cards and buy now, pay later apps. And after all of that, it still feels like you're drowning. And honestly, I don't think that's going away anytime soon. Whether you agree or disagree with these war tax protesters, a lot of Americans feel like they're being squeezed from every direction, and eventually people will hit a breaking point. Maybe the real problem isn't just about taxes. Maybe the real problem is that people no longer believe they're getting anything back for what they're paying in. People can survive high taxes, inflation, even debt. But what gets dangerous is when people stop believing in the system itself. When they stop believing the rules are fair, that hard work still matters, and that their leaders actually care. And I think this is where we're heading. Not necessarily towards a Boston Tea Party style tax revolt, but toward a country where more and more people feel disconnected from the government, disconnected from each other, and disconnected from the future. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, whether you support Trump or hate him, whether you think taxes are too high or not high enough, I think most Americans agree on one thing. If they're paying all these taxes, they deserve better. Agree, disagree, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.